Hi everybody, and welcome to Dan and Sam's City Cabin. A couple days ago, Saturday, I shot a doe. Took 2 arrows. I'm not proud of that. First arrow was not the greatest of shots. Second arrow was perfect. Took her, dispatched her quickly. We've even eaten her. She was delicious. I have 2 arrows I have to rebuild. One arrow, the second arrow, completely destroyed. Tossed it, had to get rid of it. First arrow, this one right here, lost 3 of my fletchings and my nock. And if you see the blade, it actually doesn't, the Muzzy blade doesn't look too bad. Let me see if I can see it better in this angle. Muzzy blade's not too bad. But I wouldn't shoot another deer with it. That was Sam. I'm going to rebuild this. First thing I'm going to do, take the Muzzy blade right off of here. I'm going to go wash this right there in the sink. I'm not going to bring it with me. You don't need to watch me wash it. Be right back. I'm back. Same arrow. See, 1 fletching. Nice and clean. First thing I'm going to do is inspect it. Make sure there's no damage, no cracks. Make sure it's safe to reuse. Last thing you want to do is have one of these explode in your bow. The splinters from one of these can be very dangerous and almost impossible to get out. Last fletching, I have a pocket knife. It's got serrated edges on it. It just so happens they're about perfect for the contour of the arrow. So that's what I use to strip them. But you can use an arrow stripper, you can use a regular razor blade, whatever you choose to use. Just be careful you don't cut yourself. Fletchings are off the arrow. Next, going to my box of goodies here, and I get some fletchings out, some Goat Tough arrow cleaner, and my chamois. Okay. clean this up real good. Now, recently I started using a new type of fletching glue. It's called Zing. I saw it on the Knock On TV show, and John Dudley highly recommended it, so I decided to try it. Now, oddly enough, to give you an idea of how good this glue is, on that arrow, the only fletching that was still on that arrow was the one fletching that I used this glue on. I had used my Fletch Type previous fletching glue on the other two, and they both came off. Okay, got an arrow cleaned. We're going to put our red Carbon Express Bulldog collar on, and a brand new neon green, fluorescent green knock. So now we got an arrow with a knock. It's time to fletch it. I'm using my Arizona Easy Fletch fletching jig. I found that this Arizona Easy Fletch fletching jig does not really like this Zing. It kind of gets glued. I prefer the Jojan with this, but I don't have, this is a super aggressive helic. I don't have a super aggressive helic jig for my Jojan jig. And my Jojan jig is a 6 arrow jig. Takes a lot. Don't really feel like pulling it out and just to do one arrow. So I'll take my fluorescent yellow blazer vein and put it in place. My 2 white blazer veins. This one's got defect. I'm not going to use that one. And then put them in the jig. Okay. Take the glue, and a thin bead is all you need. Okay. Set the arrow in place. And put the cap on. Okay. It's only going to take a minute for that to set up. While that's setting up, let's rebuild the Muzzy. Muzzy comes with this wrench here. You just I hold it carefully back by the back side of the blades. Put the wrench on the trocar tip. Twist. Trocar tip comes off. Blades come out. These blades are no good. I'm going to go wash this head, and I'll be right back. Head's nice and clean. Box of Muzzy replacement blades. And I'm going to tell you, just put them together like this. With these blades, do one of two things. When you buy broadheads, either buy replacement blades and be prepared to put new blades on after you shoot, or use the practice blades it comes with. Because I'll tell you, I've seen where just 2 or 3 shots into a target with this is enough to dull it to the point where if you have a marginal shot and the arrow is just enough to nick an artery or organ, instead of actually slicing that artery or organ, the blade will just roll off of it. Good thing to think of. Take your wrench tool and tighten that right up. So the Muzzy is rebuilt and ready to go onto another arrow. So make sure you cap off your glue, otherwise you won't be able to get the glue out. We've got an arrow that's drying. Here's the head from my second shot. Yeah, that one's rough, huh? I mean, that one, look how bent that arrow is. That head is. So, I'm gonna rebuild this one. So now I got 2 broadheads ready to go. I'm gonna take one of my field point arrows, since I lost a hunting arrow. Field point arrow and broadhead. Now what I like to do is I like to get the broadheads so that the blades are straight up and down, while the arrow's in your bow. I simply do this by resting my nock on my thumb and looking down the shaft of the arrow and seeing how it looks. I will put it in my bow and look at it prior to using. This arrow's ready to go in my quiver. Alright, let's take a look at the one I rebuilt. Okay. Looks good. 3 brand new fletchings on it. What I like to do with these is I like to take the glue and put a little dab on the leading edge of each fletching. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. Just something I've always done. When I first did it, the first person told me that it helps protect the feathers from fletchings from coming off. I don't know that it does, but I've just always done it. Just a little tiny dab. This is what I was talking about with the helix. If you can see the spin on that. That arrow is spinning like crazy coming out of my bow. And I take broadhead, now this arrow here, the one I shot the deer with, this gets something special. Sharpie mark, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 3 stripes. This arrow has killed 3 deer. This last deer took the most out of it. This is the first time I've had to replace the fletchings. Every time before that I just washed it off, put new blades in it, and ready to go. This last deer really took its toll on this arrow, took the knock off it, the bulldog collar off it, and 2 of the 3 fletchings. But now this arrow is ready to go. 2 arrows back in my quiver. Trying to think if there's anything else I should go over with you guys. Oh, yes, hold on. Everybody should have something like this. Heavy duty plastic container. I don't care that those broadheads aren't sharp enough to hunt with anymore. They can hurt somebody still. Heavy duty plastic container. Put your old mangled broadheads in there. Seal it up. I am using an old container from Deck Screws, plastic container from Deck Screws. Works perfect. Last thing you want to do is throw these in the garbage and then have somebody get hurt. You put it with enough pressure, you still can hurt somebody pretty bad with these. And before you throw this in the garbage, tape it up so that this can't pop open. There's no reason for anybody to get hurt in this. This is fun, this is enjoyment. Stay safe. Saturday morning, I'm going to be behind the camera. Sam's going to be in a tree stand with a bow in her hand, and I'm going to be next to her. And we're hoping Sam will get her first deer ever down on camera. I think we're going to go to the killing tree. We have good luck out of that tree every single year. Everybody I've ever put in that tree gets a deer. I've gotten many deer out of that tree. You know who hasn't hunted that tree? Sam hasn't hunted that tree. Stay tuned. God bless. Dan and Sam, City Cabin. High five.